everybody, welcome back to Subi's Kitchen. I'm at the beach. In case you can't tell, I have no makeup on and I'm wearing my pajamas. I'm making banana pancakes that are grain-free, gluten-free. Alright, so you can set this up the night before if you're working, because I work, so a lot of times I make this during the week. Alright, so I've got here, my dry ingredients are going to be some protein powder. This is a plain protein powder that's, this is actually grass-fed, from grass-fed cows. Putting that in, that's about a third of a cup. And it's 1 scoop, so it's about 20 grams of protein. I'm putting in some unsweetened coconut, 2 tablespoons. 2 tablespoons of chia seeds. These are wonderful, amazing things. 8 grams of fiber in 2 tablespoons. And a little bit of protein in there too. A little, baking powder, that's important. It's a half a teaspoon of baking powder. And my chia seeds, I think I said is 2 tablespoons. All right, then we have a little bit of nutmeg. This is a nutmeg mill, which I really love because you don't grate your fingers. If you wanted to use a, a little nutmeg and you grate it on a grater, sometimes you can get your fingers in there. All right, so put that in there. You can put cinnamon, whatever you want. And a little pinch of salt. All right, that's good. So now I'm just mixing up my dry ingredients just because the baking powder's in there. I want to kind of disperse it in there. All right, so if I was working, then I would just cover this and leave it overnight. Now I'm going to add eggs. This is 4 large eggs that I've just beaten. You can also crack these the night before. Put them in the fridge. Put that in there. And then I have 2 bananas. These are like medium-sized bananas. They're really good for fiber. They make a prebiotic effect in your intestines. It's very good for your gut microbiome, which we seem to be on a kick. Everybody's talking about it. All right, so mashing these up and we're just putting it in here. And then we're going to mix it all together. We're going to have some great pancakes. Oh, now one thing that I didn't put in yet is, and hang on, I'm going to turn around and turn my heat down. I have my burner heating up, and it's my cast iron skillet, so it's getting pretty hot here. You can see it's smoking a little bit. Maybe I need to open the window. All right, there we go. That's good. I'm turning it down pretty low, because cast iron heat, while it's very good heat conductor, it stays really hot. So you do have to kind of regulate. This is an electric stove, so it's a little more tricky to regulate. All right, so I'm mixing this all up. But the one thing that I was putting in here is this is stevia drops. Now, you could put some kind of other sweetener in here just to enhance it, because we're not going to be, you could eat it with maple syrup, but we're not going to be putting any syrup. We're just going to eat it plain. But sugar is not good for a lot of things. It's inflammatory, so that's bad. I'm putting in about 8 drops. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And it's also not good for your gut microbiome. So we're trying to avoid eating sugar in a lot of things. It's in everything. It's in condiments. It's in a lot of things that you're eating, even salsa. So it becomes a little more challenging when you're trying to eat well without sugar. To buy things, you kind of need to make a lot of things. So you have to have a plan. Now, my pan is really smoking over here. So, let's see. Let me turn it down a little bit more, and I'm going to open the window. Ooh. There we go. All right. So, mix that up. You just have to get the protein powder, kind of make sure that's mixed in. That's the main thing that's kind of fallen to the bottom. All right. So now I'm going over to my pan. I'm using virgin coconut oil here, and I'm going to use 1/3 of a scoop, or 1/3 of a cup rather, in the pan. Now you don't need to use a cast iron skillet. You could use a non-stick skillet. It might be a little easier. Some people, if you haven't used a cast iron skillet, and sometimes I use a griddle. I have a big griddle if I'm going to make a lot of them. But we're at the beach. We don't have a griddle. We're going to do what we do. All Alright, so it's been about 3 or 4 minutes, and we flipped them over, or I flipped them over, and there they are. Alright, so I'm going to turn this off. I'll take this one out too, but I'm going to try it. It's really good. So like I said, you could put maple syrup. There's some sweeteners that are maybe a little bit better, a little lower glycemic index, the maple syrup is, or maybe some raw honey or something, but you still want to keep it to a minimum. All right, here we go. Awesome, they're so good. The little chia seeds give it a really good texture. I like it. All right, next time on Subi's Kitchen.